Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have an emerald horse versus an emerald tree. Now try to find an account where someone was kind of streaking, but, also didn't have a good win rate. So you would see them winning a lot right now, think, they're on the climb. And then you look at the win rate and you're like, but do they just go up and down, up and down, up and down? And the atomization was not good here either. So we're going to investigate what this player can do to get to diamond, what you can do to get to diamond. Obviously, when you are playing an IVERN, you never quite know what exactly they're going to be doing for their clear. And I typically like to ward opposite here. 105, 108 gives you enough time to get back down to the blue, just so I can see if he's going to cheese my red in some capacity. Or if he's going to try and do like the 2-minute 50 clear if they can. And as I quickly click to the top side, we have here the Camille level 1 pushing the Poppy. We have here the Oriana and the Yasuo. Oh! Did you see the hook shot on the map? She got level 2 first. So what we've done here is gone blue, wolves, grump, with the intent, I think, to gank bottom lane, with the understanding that, your bottom lane has leashed, and then maybe bottom lane doesn't have to, so they're going to have that prio, and we can go ahead and gank this. And, in principle, I have no issue with this as Hecarim, and I've spoken about this. The rank 1 Hecarim in the world is called Lemon. He's from Korea. He's been challenger every season since season 6 with this champion, and always building a bit more conservatively than you normally would. Especially considering that the nature of the champion has changed over the last 2 years quite a lot. But I'm never a fan of this. If you want help implementing this information into your own game, I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's converting junglers to gold, to emerald, to diamond, to master plus. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to virkayu.gg. It's too soon. Do your red side quadrant, sequence all the way down, wait until you're level 4. Let your bottom lane get level 3, which is a lot better for Recon, right? Let him get level 3, let him sustain that lane a little bit, let Jinx and Pyke push it in, and even if it's warded, it doesn't matter because you can go down this way and flank from behind. Now, in this case, the IVERN does not concern himself with counter jungling whatsoever, but we do have deep vision on these camps, which we can of course track. And now, this gank, you can say, well, should your bottom lane have done a better job? Maybe. Maybe we should have done a better job too. Maybe we shouldn't have forced him into a suboptimal gank against the Jinx who's now, going to be quite juiced. And our sequencing overall for this champion needs to be on point, right? Because even if you're behind, you want to be behind when, it's the enemy jungle doing good things to counter you and you're still getting good stuff in return. For example, I'm a sequence down, gank bottom lane, shove this out, the enemy support survives, so the mid laner rotates over and we have to kind of go backwards, all of these kinds of things, right? If the IVERN is, say, a regular jungler just full clearing up, then they could go ahead and steal your Krugs and steal your Raptors, and sure, that might suck, and it shouldn't happen to you, but at least my sequencing overall is good, and I know I can go ahead and look to make other plays. My blue side will be up, I can do the dragon, I can gank the bottom lane, all that good stuff. So what actually ends up happening is that the IVERN is just, going to take this bottom scuttle, and we're going to go from red into Raptors into this topside scuttle here, and I'm not a fan of this overarching sequencing, right? I don't think this is very good at all, because it puts you in a really awkward position. Poppy gets the kill back, which is obviously what we expect. IVERN shows up in the mid lane. We're not tracking the IVERN. He's tough to track. He's really, really tough to track. You can see the respawn timers on the map right now. None of them are up at 4 or 9. And when I coached a IVERN in the coaching class a few weeks ago, we looked at his clear and looked at how he did it, and how he did it was pretty cool because, he was finished with 28 CS, and he was bottom lane, didn't gank it, hovered, went to mid lane, didn't really gank it, threw some bushes, literally, like 1,000, and then went to the top side, tried to gank top lane, didn't get anything, and the first respawn of his camps was like at 448, 440. And I said, what you've done with IVERN, he has created a huge gap between your first and your second sequence. You gotta know what to do with the downtime. And Hecarim especially, you can do a lot with your downtime, right? You sequence, you can gank, you can crab, you can go back to base, you gank this again, now we sequence again, super quick, dragon and ganking bottom lane level 6. And now we can invade his red, reset, now our sequence is up again, we can do herald, and then do the whole thing again. Like, you're always looking to just keep that sequencing going. IVERN, on the other hand, as you can see here, with this weird clear, when done quickly, creates a large gap on the first rotation, not just like the third or fourth rotation as we just said with Hecarim. He figures it out now already. He's got a lot of time. Look at this. So much time. That's why counter jungling is so strong with this champion. So, overall, terrible gank, shitty gank. We come out of base, we go red Raptors into this, we loop back around to this, now we're looping back around to this again. It's just spaghetti, terrible pathing. And this guy is on a giga win streak. Flash is free. IVERN's still here. His camps are now up. You know, 5-12. All of these are up again. The quickness with how they come up is a lot faster than other junglers, right? Because you snack and then you snack. You don't have to spend time ganking. Like, for IVERN, you eat this, you do some stuff, you come back and you suck. So they're going to respawn really close together. So it's good to know as an enemy jungler against an IVERN, if he's not bottom side, and you know these camps are up, you know they're going to be up really quickly, so you can counter jungle quite potently, actually. Has to be done correctly. Camille's now roaming to the mid lane. We have here the Pyke killing the Nyla, and the bottom lane is just in a terrible position because of us. Camille got nothing to do with us. We can't control her whatsoever. We didn't impact top lane, but here's the thing, right? If our let me reposition for this. If we analyze this guy's sequencing, and I was to tell you, hey, he's won like 4 or 5 in Valveth in a row, he'd won a couple in a row in Hecarim, and you're thinking, oh, that's pretty good then, isn't it? Look at this. You know, Yasuo's dead. Camille's having impact on lanes. He's level 4 at 6 minutes. 6 minutes, he's level 4. I mean, you should be level 4 at 5 minutes. Sorry, you should be level 5 at 5 minutes. Like, he's a minute delayed. And now he's like, well, can I go for the dragon? Nope. Can I kill the Orianna? She's level 5, but she should ding level 6 very, very shortly. She's shared a lot of experience. That's a lot of experience, actually, that she shared. He's gonna get her here, no? Yeah, okay, great. That's a good gank here. This is fine. This is solid. This is good, right? So in the midst of talking about it, this is normal. But I'm gonna hypothesize that he early ganks too often and terribly. He doesn't leverage his full clear into proper sequencing entirely at all. And he did gank and burn the flash and he repeat ganks this. That's great. But he does it around his quadrant. So look for these moves, and this is something I have to really instill in myself. I struggle with this as well. Even last night, I wanted to do my Krugs, then my Raptors, then gank, right? I wanted to do my Wolves, and then my Grump, and then gank the Orianna. Exactly the same scenario. But then I saw the mid laner fighting my support and everyone in the river, and normally the OCD is like, I gotta finish the Raptors because there's no ways I make it over here in time. But I did. I got the kill, and got to push the mid lane as well. And we got a dragon from it. That was worth giving up my Raptors. So even as a Hecarim here, use the one thing that you do better than anybody else in the game. Ditch your camp and Eon over to a situation and dominate it around the base of good sequencing. So don't finish off your Grump and then think, or finish your Wolves and then think you can't go here, right? If she shoves after your sword dies, don't finish the Grump if you're not on it. Just go straight and kill her. Cool, right? And then bottom side, you got this. You can gank this. Boom, boom, boom. You can do this as well. There's a lot of things you can do. The Camille is really just roaming around, isn't she? This is River Camille at this point. Now, again, with bad sequencing comes bad positioning. We're going to lose our Krugs. We might even lose a Herald because the whole setup for this blue is off. Like, we're at 42 CS at 7-11. Not that this guy's doing a much better job overall, but he does have 2 assists. Although he's really easy to get assists on Hecarim, ain't it? Should get 6 from the Scuttle Crab, and then maybe we can do... Oh, no, we can't because the bottom lane's so fed. So here I'm okay with you getting 6 from this first, because we're going to need it for the kills. This should be a kill. Yeah, we get to 6. This is good. IVERN shows mid lane here. Rakan goes in with his ultimate. There we go. Stun, 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 stun. Splits the uprights. Yeah. Rakan goes in a little too soon, and we do miss our spells anyway. Flash is burned, that's good, you know, and he runs away. IVERN's coming down the river there, keep your eyes on that. Camille, obviously, is the MIA person at this particular stage, so don't overcommit too much, which we have, and now we're a bit compromised. Do we die? Let's find out. And, oh, that was cool. Do you like that? You want to watch it in slow motion? I want to watch it in slow motion. That was a pike hook. A pike hook into a Daisy knock-up, too soon. There we go. Daisy knock up into a Q. So the guy had nothing he could do here. So we get the hook into the knock up, and then we can root, and he dies. I enjoyed watching that. But again, like, if this stuff is how you win games, by coin flipping these scenarios, and it just ends up going well, like, hey, I coin flip the gank of the bottom lane, and my ADC got fed. You know, it's not... The house built on a bad foundation. And sometimes it gets hella windy in League of Legends, especially on the map, and that house falls down. It's always good to have a good foundation for your jungling, especially in Emerald. I see way too much of this coin flipping. It's really easy to read, track, and counter jungle when I coach these people live. It's so easy for them to get 2-level leads. Literally just had a Kayn the other day do exactly the same thing against these players. So guys, nail down your clear. Understand your break-even points for itemization experience. Know when it's best to gank. And when you have this foundation, you'll find yourself up a lot of CS. Now, we are up a lot of CS here against an IVERN, but, you know, that's more because it is an IVERN and most people don't know how to play him properly. But this is good. This is good, you know. I like this. We burn the flash. We do a camp. We gank her because she greeds. You know, we end up coming down here. We get 6 first. We ult bottom lane. Mechanically, but we get it. You know, and then we get greedy, which we shouldn't. But these were good things. And now here we get another kill on the top side. That's good. And now we fall back to the Krugs and the Raptors. We want the Herald now, though. You see, now we want the Herald. Ivan's bot lane. Herald, leave mid lane. After this, please go Herald. Not leave mid lane now, but like kill mid lane. Kill mid lane. Good, good, good. And now go. See, this is what I was afraid of. So yeah, my bad. I wasn't looking at the ult cooldowns. I was just looking at the camera and the Ivan. I was like, Herald, but obviously if you have your ultimate on these champions, use it. You had to ignore me there. That was big dummy face. I don't care if we get fights here. I don't care if we get fights here. Like, none of this matters to me. Okay, we die anyway. I don't like this at all. This build is you're gonna see the build in a bit. It concerns me. So the best meta build at the moment, obviously, is we have the Stridebreaker Gore Drink attacks, which can be good. But Ghostblade, right? Ghostblade. And Shojin, basically. And there are some enemy builds still going around, but you don't really need it. So, Ghostblade, Shojin is your hyper carry build. Really stupid. Damage and rotational spells. A lot of HP as well. But this was nice again. Kill, quadrant, gank, objective, counter jungle, gank again, or gank again, use. Especially if they're going to get the dragon for free anyway. So we make that trade. Base, defend, gank this on this situation here as well. Orianna TVs now. Jinx is getting super fed. You know, like, Ivan's doing his job and we're farming up our camps again. That's why you really want that Herald, you know? That's why I said you really want that Herald. So, it just looks so off, doesn't it? It's clunky. Yesterday's video on Briar, and this one, there you go, walk around it. Little E-charge, smite. I mean, this isn't the cleanest thing I've ever seen in the world, but again, Hecarim is disgusting. The champion, that's why I'm making this. The champion is good. Very good, but most people build properly and do this shit. No wonder his win rate is down. The way I'm explaining it, it's really a drool-worthy champion, guys. Like, I mean that in a somewhat insulting way, but also in a way that, hey, if you're struggling with your mechanics, but you're great farming, you're great at sequencing, you're great at understanding how to play as a farming jungler, play Hecarim. Sequence, use your ult, take objectives, counter jungle, right? But now we're counter jungling while they're on the top side. Whereas if you looked at this situation, see, we were looking at him the whole time. Look at this. Camille's chasing. Why are we going to Raptors right here? Like, do we have ult up? Question mark 1. Yes. Do we have E to gap close? Question mark 2. Yes. Ivan is showing up. Yes. But Camille's out of mana, at low HP. This is a rotational situation. We should be coming. We're on our way. We're on our way. We're on our way. And horsepower. You know, 4 horsepower or 6 horsepower, depending on how you want to define limbs. Like, this should be a double kill for us, and she should be dead. Are we still gonna? No, he's in the bottom side, and then we get the Herald. So I'm willing to damn well bet if you were to scout like 100 of this guy's games, it's just the same coin flip behavior over and over again, and he's just getting lucky, and his streak will end, and it will go back down to Emerald 3. Unless, of course, he's just playing Hecarim and he gets lucky, but we are losing object. Like, why would you not rotate? This is great, because I told you this earlier in the video. Hecarim does this so well. If I can do it on Zyra, you can do it on Hecarim. You don't even need to use your E. If your Ghost is up, go for it, but save your E for the collision. But otherwise, just walk on over, prime your E, cups everybody with your ultimate, and off you go. Camille's roaming again. Like, what the hell is going on here? But the problem is, the junglers had less impact. Okay, so basically we smited her and didn't do anything. Hookshot's going to be up again in 6 seconds, so nice spear. There we go. Good. What is she doing? I still don't think we needed to smite her, because once hookshot is down, like, just for reference point, that's why I said it out loud. Like, we're looking at a 12.5 second hookshot at 12 minutes in the game, level 8, right? So, and that's with two points in it. So, you know, understand that, obviously. Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine for why that champion, why that player is rotating all over the map for no reason. He could be winning so easily, but she ain't. Are we still gonna get this and get plates from this? There's no way, right? Ah, it's like in the video on the main channel. Oh, he's I don't know exactly what he's doing. On the main channel, I waited for this, used my Varus to bait and just killed the Hecarim and then took took this. He rotates to that, doesn't he? And now Camille's respawned. IVERN is in the area. We kind of know this. We're using this on rush plates. Not the best use of plates. Like, this is a better place to use it. Because, yeah, you can rotate up here. But I would prefer to go down immediately just because we can guarantee more. But let's just actually make an educated decision because, yeah, he's not there, but this is okay. Right? Like, this is okay. We can see why one would go here. But again, I don't think we should be in this scenario. So, it doesn't really make a difference what I say. Because if we did this earlier in the game and there were 3 plates, cool. I just don't want to use it in this situation because Camille's going to be a backup. IVERN's going to be in the vicinity. And even though Oriana's dead, I would prefer to use it mid lane. The problem is we don't have the time to go up here and then back down to mid lane. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think we could have killed the Camille and then still go mid lane. Because now it's a waste of the Herald, right? It's for 1 and a bit plates. And we're probably giving kills back. Yes, we are trying to proc. And he has a massive shield. Oh my goodness. Your shield is so big and girthy, IVERN. Yeah, we could have gone here. Maybe we could have hit both. Maybe. But if you're stuck in that situation where you have to choose between this and that, to use your Herald, to rotate to a fight, you probably took it too late. I think we did. It was beautiful, man. Out of base, kill, do the quadrant, kill, go here because down here, counter jungle these camps, repeat gank a lane, reset, come back down here, gank bottom lane, fall back to blue side, or do blue side, and then gank bottom lane, depending on the back timers. Oh, I'm excited just thinking about it. No, not for Hecarim. I'm excited thinking about it for, like, a real champion that requires real brain cells. Which is why this confuses me, you know? Shojin, Dirk. Technically, you want to still rush the Dirk, and you can sit on the Dirk and go Shojin, because the spike is huge. They're pushing here, obviously, and the IVERN's going to show up. That's expected. They're 3-8-0. Now you're going to tell me, but Virkayu, you can't stop your bottom lane intake. You cannot. But you didn't give them a shot in hell. You know, the Nilah wants to snowball. The Nilah's good. The Rakan is fine. They just wanted to chill in the lane being shoved in, and you just forced a level 3 gank after the leash, and that's not always the best way to go about stuff. It really isn't. Root. And now IVERN is just doing a... We're not talking about the IVERN a lot because that's not really the point of this video. It's more about the Hecarim's fight against himself. But he's the same level as a Jinx. And the IVERN's done a really great job at getting that dragon, shadowing the lanes, and making sure that his carries are primed for win con. Which is the whole job of IVERN. So how are you going to go about it? Denying that as Hecarim. And that's what the video focused on. You know it's gone, no point checking, you're just going to die, there's no point checking at all. You know it's gone, like, don't even go here. Don't go here. I don't care if we get kills here at all, I don't care about anything that happens in this fight whatsoever. This is literally the definition of coin flip. Okay, we get nothing good. It's literally the definition of coin flip. You're on the blue, you're on the Gromp, they're doing the dragon, something you can do, you take this if it's up, or you catch this, you push this out a little bit, go here and steal some of this, go and kill this if you can, do something else, anything else, then go dragon. It's gone, let them invest their time, now you go and invest your time in more gold, more experience, more juicy goodness that can help you get fed. Wait for it though. We're not quite there yet, but wait for it. This is something that he's replicated multiple times. We take a ward that we walk on, we clear it, and then we go into his jungle. Everybody knows we're going to be here now. Camille now sees us. We're able to smite it, but she does a giga amount of damage, and she's one champion that has a lot of lockdown, and the Hextech Ultimatum, which can trap us in time and space. And I don't think, necessarily, that this Hecarim was tracking if she had it or not. I don't think he was tracking it, and of course, yeah, I'm not tracking it. I would just assume in these scenarios that they're here and that I can be flanked upon, so I'm not going to go to that location. Regardless, 3 people top lane. Camille's dead. Bottom lane has a bit of a reprieve here. Poppy has a reprieve as well. The Jinx is just so far ahead. Like, this is the right play, but the Jinx is just that far ahead. And they can't even turret dive. Like, if you cannot turret dive a Jinx 2v1 at this particular stage in the game, I don't know what hope there is for you. Poppy, bless you, bless thee. Because you're just saving the game with that shutdown. Not yet. Hecarim, what's Hecarim's build? You'll see why I'm fixating on that a little bit. But Hecarim mains and Viego mains are the absolute worst at adapting itemization. By far. It's not even close. Not even close. Really is astronomically weird how bad they are at adapting to patches and changes and building the right thing. Because even if you're going to go this build, right? Lethality plus Shojin, more damage focused build, that's all good, right? but you have to play more like an assassin. Even though they nerfed the full Duskblade and Manamoon build paths, there's still these damage variants because they buffed the Ghostblade. But it's centered around the HP and rotational usage of Shojin, right? But you can still go a more conservative build. And then you can run at these team fights. You can run at these players, right? You can run at this team. But against that particular team, honestly, you know, I'm thinking a Stride Breaker plus... I'm thinking a Stride Breaker plus a Shojin is fine and good. And then we can use the Lethality Dirk Spike here into a Serpent's Fang. Just because that will give us the damage we need, but also enable us to reduce some of the shielding that the IVERN's bringing and from the Orianna. So we need a Serpent's Fang in this game. Who's going to be the one to build it? It should be us. But what does he build? Not once off by multiple games in a row. Just build Ghostblade. Why are you building Duskblade? It is terrible on him at the moment. They nerfed that. The only reason Ghostblade is good is because of the increased lethality passive for more damage as you get more itemization, but also the active. The active that gives you more movement speed, which, as you all know, gains you damage. Damage. 46. See? That went from 14 to 46 just because of the blue smite. He gets more damage from regular in-game systems than anybody else. Ghost, Gustwalker Hatchling, Chemtank active, if you guys remember what that item is, Ghostblade active, Celerity, Water Walking. He gets this benefit, right? But now he's running Duskblade. He gets all in by the pike, loses a third of his HP. That shield is so damn big you can see it from space, and he gets killed. Whereas if he just had himself, you know, a Stride Breaker, maybe he could survive that. Maybe if he can get himself a Serpent's Fang third, right? You can survive and disrupt and do what you have to do to win the game. Or just ult out in that situation and don't ego it, run away. But twice, and this happens a lot at Emerald Junglers, with Emerald Junglers. Dragons, 3 times. Dragon's gone, goes searching for nothing, it's gone. Everyone's dead, takes a ward kill, and then runs into the jungle. Again, why? Here as well. Nothing really to do except do his camp, so he goes into the river. Just control your camps first, ward up deep, play safe, scale up your itemization, split push a little bit, right? And then with good itemization, just all in with your Yasuo, make a huge fight with the Poppy, be the front line, and maybe you can win. We entered bottom lane and we never really fixed that thing. Like we did troll and in bottom lane with that level 3 gank. Like I would never do that. I prefer to full clear in his situation and make a better timed action. Now, he has ult up, but E's down. At what point does this build do anything? It doesn't. It's terrible. Astronomically terrible. The playstyle, the sequencing is all bad. Not against the shutdown. The itemization, it's all off. It's all off, so you cannot blame anybody. I know it looks like the bottom lane are trolling. I do understand that they should not have died this much. But at the root of this illness was you. You are patient 0, and you spread it to bottom lane. Sure, you might heal it through your jungle mechanics. He didn't heal it, though. There we go. Cleanse is used, but she did. You can always win these games in Emerald, and I've seen many games with Hecarims get dismantled early, down 2 levels, with better junglers, but all they do is they build the right items, push waves, control camps, counter jungle here or there, get a triple kill in 23 minutes. They're useless, but they get a triple kill because they built right. Champion is busted with items. He's one of the champions in the game that can really abuse the items, and you should do it because mythics are going away. I hope Shojin dies too. So now we do the Raptors into the Scuttle Crab, and we run away from the pike who goes in on us. Now, again, we have our ult, which he flashes. We smite, we miss the Q, and now he's going to run away from us. We do have E available, but will we be able to track where he goes? Pike does things. In 11, 3, 12 Pike. Because of us. Because of bot lane. Yay! Whereas if he had Stride Breaker, then you could have hit your Q. And not died so many times. Right. He's been way too hesitant on his ults though as well, and the ones he's used have been a bit not so good. In theory, this is a good Baron, but IVERN's alive, Orianna's alive, Jinx is alive. It's a dangerous combo. We get smacked in the face. Ideally, you just turn, guys. Ideally, you just turn, because it's 3v5, you win. Ace them, ace them, ace them. Nah, we all split. Hecarim is in the pit. Like, you can't write this better. He's literally in the pit against an Orianna, Jinx, IVERN comp. Just turn 5v3 and kill them. Jinx with a Gale Force. Jinx with the Gale Force moves. And over the wall. And that's a free Baron. Man, you get the shutdowns, you get the 2 picks, you have the numbers advantage, and you don't turn. Always turn 4v3, 3v5 if you can. Only don't if it doesn't matter, if like they're useless and nothing and you're winning. But if you're behind, just turn and get the ace, get the shutdown, right? 75 seconds, you know. Right, saving that is crucial, right? So the strike breaker would be pretty good, but now they got Baron. Now they're sieging tier 2. Thinks ult misses. Yasuo gets one back for the keys. And Pike with the Oriana and Ivan shield. Now let's see what your Duskblade does now, sir. What do you do now, sir? CC'd, CC'd, CC'd. That's why you know you're unstoppable with your ult, right? So if you see CC coming at you, you can ult and you don't get hit by it. As Hecarim main, as a Hecarim, God forbid I'd ever be a Hecarim main. Most Hecarim mains know this, like they understand and use this very, very powerfully. You know, you go for a stun, they just ult over that, unstoppable. Yeah? Okay. So hopefully you learned a lot about farming, sequencing, Hecarim, and just playing a bit more with your brain. And also what keeps an Emerald player Emerald. This is definitely not a Diamond player, but who knows with streaks. Thank you very much for watching. See you on Virkayu or the next video.